Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We have an incredibly intriguing yet chilling episode for you today. We're diving into the world of true crime again, focusing on one of America's notorious serial killers, Robert Lee Yates. Now, I know this is a dark topic, but it's crucial to understand these real-life horror stories. Not to glorify them, but to educate ourselves and potentially prevent similar incidents in the future. In this video, we'll explore Yates's early life, his shocking crimes, the investigation that led to his arrest, and even delve into the psychological aspects behind his actions. So buckle up, folks. This is going to be a journey you won't forget. And remember, if you find this content compelling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating deep dives just like this one. Here we go. All right, let's take it back to the beginning. Robert Lee Yates was born on May 27, 1952, in Spokane, Washington. His upbringing seemed pretty average, with no major red flags or indications of the dark path he would later take. He was the middle child of 5 siblings raised in a religious household. An avid sports enthusiast, Yates was known for his participation in football and baseball. He was even an Eagle Scout. This goes to show that often, these horrifying individuals are hiding in plain sight, blending into society, making it all the more important for us to be aware and vigilant. But how does a seemingly ordinary boy turn into a cold-blooded killer? That's what we'll try to understand as we delve deeper into the life and mind of Robert Lee Yates. After high school, Yates joined the U.S. Army, serving from 1970 until 1996. During this time, he was stationed in various places, including Germany and Somalia. He even learned to fly helicopters and was highly regarded for his piloting skills. But here's where it gets eerie, folks. Some of his crimes were committed while he was still in active service. This not only shows his audacity, but also how he managed to lead a double life, fooling his colleagues and superiors. Just imagine a decorated military serviceman by day and a ruthless serial killer by night. It's chilling, isn't it? All right, folks. Now we're getting into the darkest part of this story, Yates's crimes. Between 1975 to 1998, Robert Lee Yates is known to have murdered at least 13 women. An unsettling pattern emerged in his killings, earning him the grim nickname, the grocery bag killer. Yates predominantly targeted vulnerable women, most notably prostitutes working on Spokane's Skid Row on East Sprague Avenue. His method of operation was chillingly clinical. He would lure these women into his vehicle, usually under the pretense of buying their services. Then, he would brutally execute them, often shooting them multiple times in the head. The grocery bags came into play, as Yates would often cover the heads of his victims with plastic bags before burying them. This macabre signature not only helped investigators link these cases together, but also added an extra layer of horror to his already gruesome crimes. It's important to remember that these were real people with their own lives, dreams, and families. They were victims of a man leading a double life, a decorated military serviceman turned ruthless serial killer. It's a stark reminder of the monsters that can hide among us. In our next section, we'll delve into the investigation that finally brought Yates to justice. The investigation into Yates' crimes was a long and arduous process. It started with the establishment of a task force, which was tasked with solving a series of murders in Spokane's Skid Row. As the number of victims grew, so did the pressure on investigators. The break in the case came when evidence from one of his victims, Jennifer Joseph, was found in Yates' 1977 white Corvette. This led to his arrest on April 18, 1999. Following his arrest, police searched his home and found enough evidence to connect him to Joseph's murder. After his arrest in 1999, Yates was brought to trial, where the evidence against him was staggering. In October 2000, he pleaded guilty to 13 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted first-degree murder. This plea placed him among some of the nation's most prolific serial killers. But the legal proceedings didn't stop there. In 2002, Yates was convicted for 2 more murders in Pierce County. He was initially sentenced to death by lethal injection. However, the sentence was later commuted to life without parole after Washington state abolished the death penalty. Even though he was already serving 408 years in prison for his Spokane County convictions, Yates continued to appeal his convictions and sentencing, but with no luck. The trial of Robert Lee. Yates stands as a chilling testament to the dark dualities that can exist within a person and the justice system's relentless pursuit to hold such individuals accountable. Let's dive into the darker side of human psychology now. Many experts have tried to unravel the twisted mind of Robert Lee Yates. The reasons behind his heinous actions are complex and multifaceted. Some psychologists suggest that Yates may have been driven by a need for power and control, a common trait among serial killers. Yates was known to be a family man, a decorated military veteran, and a National Guard pilot, a stark contrast to the brutal murderer he was behind closed doors. This duality is often seen in serial killers, who can lead seemingly normal lives while hiding their dark secrets. Forensic psychologist J. Reed Malloy has discussed the concept of paraphilic attachment, a form of sexual deviance where pleasure is derived from the suffering of others. This trait could potentially explain Yates's pattern of targeting vulnerable women. However, it's important to remember that these analyses are speculative. The only person who truly knows why Yates committed these crimes is Yates himself. And perhaps that's the most chilling fact of all. And that's the chilling tale of Robert Lee Yates, a man who led a double life as a family man and a ruthless serial killer. His story serves as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary people. I hope this deep dive has given you some insight into this disturbing case. If you enjoyed the video and found it informative, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more true crime content. Always remember to stay safe, stay aware, and never forget the victims and their families who bear the real cost of these horrific crimes. Until next time, this is Twisted Narratives, signing off.